But this was an interesting story that came out. And this is from Pirate Nation. This is coming after a tweet from 6ix9ine from a Chinese developer. This was responding to Hideo Kojima. Damn, can I open this image in a new tab so I can expand it? So Hideo Kojima here tweets out, this title has been on my mind since I saw the first trailer about 3 years ago. Black Myth Wukong. Is this a tweet for ants? Exactly. Its original look, design, coloring effects, and presentation, having an outstanding sense of style, it sets it apart the other games. I'm also eagerly following game, and then I think that's the game maker. And then someone responds, singing, promote, and praising a game studio which has a fervent history of sexism and hatred is really disappointing to me. Typical Twitter user concerned trolling. And then he responded to that, and then this is sort of the translation here. Let me go over back. This is what the translation in English. The reason why the team behind Black Myth Wukong has been subjected to persistent sexist attacks and slander since their very first promotional video is because they have consistently refused political correctness guidance and rejected the extortion guidance fees of millions of dollars demanded by these political correctness teams. Actually, such teams are common in Europe and America. They interfere with works like Assassin's Creed, Dying Light 2, Stay Human, and God of War by pushing for politically correct female protagonists. These changes are the direct results of interference and guidance of such teams. Game science teams refused to communicate with these groups and rejected their interference. Most importantly, they refused to pay the exorbitant $7 million in guidance fees. This is the direct reason why they are being attacked and slandered. Some justifications are based on the team's lack of diversity and representation, which does not align with politically correct standards. A typical example is an article by a major IGN writer criticizing Harvard's legacy and refusing to evaluate or promote it due to its alleged lack of political correctness. This is what he said, and this kind of brought to actually, open this twice. This was an older tweet from Rebecca Valentine and Ki-Hu Chan that kind of goes over. He's saying that the reason why they made this article is because they refused to hire some sort of team, like a Sweet Baby Incorporated, to help guide their game. Saying that it's like some sort of extortion racket, which I could definitely believe. The DEI and these consultancy groups helping with the help of, say, IGN and people in the press, they work together to extort money from these teams and change the art in these games to something that's more acceptable, more palatable for them. So this is the story that they came out with. This is an older thing from November 20th of 2023, but this happened in response to the trailer. It's a Souls-like game. First they're talking about it, but this whole article is a lot of crap. Like global buzz reached a fever pitch, blah blah blah. We're an indie studio with only mobile release. And they sort of like go on and talk. Let me see. When do they actually start getting? So she's got to pad it out to make it look like she's being fair to the company. Written by individuals for an indie studio with only a mobile release, which is largely an unprecedented feat, particularly for the game has not been released. But beneath the luster of a Souls-like studio plagued by claims of sexism, several posts have surfaced from a Chinese. Posts have surfaced. They've tweeted bad stuff written by individuals from the studio that contained multiple references to genitalia and sexual innuendos. Oh my God! They talked about their dicks, folks. Now these have provoked backlash among some in the gaming community. many of whom are women. Oh no. This is coupled by a recruitment poster by the studio in 2015, which featured images and headlines that point to a culture of A-grade sexism and game science. I love this. Here's their great sources. IGN spoke to several women familiar with gaming culture, as well as the games technology and industry in China, many of whom requested to remain anonymous in the fear of backlash from fans of game science and the broader community. So we can't. They're anonymous, so we can't judge whether or not they're actually decent sources. And they're just women. They're women familiar with gaming culture, as well as games and technology industry in China. So they're just women in China that don't necessarily know anything about. They're not inside game science or from game science, or maybe have knowledge of game science. They're just women that are familiar with gaming culture and industry in China. That is their good. Their amazing sources here. In the eyes of many female players, game science has notably negative representation, said Jen, a Chinese game designer who's based outside of China. Oh, interesting. They're not in China. I admire their dedication to work, and I've had expectations for the games until I came across their misogynistic remarks in 2001, which was reported in the news. Oh my God. What is these terrible things? Let's see. Look, he penned an article at Who Murdered Our Game, where he delved into the difficulties of game development in China compared to the failed project to stillborn babies. Oh my God. Given that many of the games have ceased development, oh no, he's talking about sperm. Is it because sperm isn't virile enough? Pregnancy to distort? Is the baby lacking nutrition and the doctor is in charge of the cesarean section lowly skilled? We can't produce a healthy child? Oh my God, he's using metaphors that are inappropriate. Some sort of like weird some weird metaphors here. I want to expand my circle and hire more people getting licked until I can't get an erection. I want to be honest, make a trailer, be praised, random values, stiff landings, looks curiously pieced together, an unmolted golden cicada, an undynamic body of water. This guy's got some weird mannerisms. Oh, then he talked about PSD. Oh no. And then I think he so I guess that's their problem, is that he said PTSD in this tweet, or the sort of licking until he can't get an erection. My God. He's tweeting like a man. These crude expressions. So the problem is that they're having crude expressions here, and that's also, I guess those are tweak. The snake spirit is different than I imagined, but if I cover the bottom half with my hand, it's still possible to jerk off. Oh, goodness. I like that, actually. Really, they're unfortunately just being honest, I think, is the real problem. They're men being honest about what they like about video games. Mr. Dye, if you need to adjust your face, the antenna is too distracting. Look at it more and you can jerk off to it, although I'm not used to the snake neck yet, but this could still be nurtured. Okay, Black Myth Wukong has changed my fetish. Oh no, I can't believe they said... I love this criticism too. There's a game... Finally, there's a game science logo. Several Chinese netizens have put out. It resembles a sperm. Oh my God. This is the... how dare it resemble a sperm? And then they link to a video. But like, I'm trying to think of this is a game... This is a game science logo here. So it does kind of look like a sperm. But what's... how is that sexist? Is there something sexist about a sperm? I don't quite get what IGN's trying to say. Is that sexist to say that sperm is bad? It's just a normal male, normal part of male biology. And then of course, so this is what they do. And then like they literally have like the following chapters where they're talking about how China's sexist. So they just go. Well, the second half of the video is just here. Things are sexist in China, which hey, probably. I'm not going to say whether it is or not. And then talk about political power and how feminism is struggling in China under the authoritarian, with like one child policy and work environments toxic to women. Oh my God. So like, no, this is just, again, I guess trying to tie this to how this studio game science is just part of a larger problem of oppression for women. And then I love this vital line. Black myth Wukong country sits at an inflection point, not just for Chinese feminism, but also for the Chinese game industry. Like, oh my God. Guys, if you don't do something about Black myth Wukong, all of Chinese feminism will fall. This is just an important inflection point for the Chinese game industry. If you want China, if you want a gaming industry, if you want to make money in the West, then man, you got to clean up your act. You got to get on board with Western values, because those Western games are doing so well right now. They're doing so well, as opposed to Japanese gaming, which is apparently struggling. But if you don't toe the line and get on board, then I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here with your company. It might not make money. Won't that be a shame? You probably should have hired Sweet Baby Incorporated. Oh, this is so long. Look how long this article is. It's just filled with a bunch of like, oh, they tweeted some inappropriate stuff like, how dare a man talk like this? How dare a man say that he wants to jack off to a female character? That's crazy. No one ever talks like that. No man ever talked like that. Of course, probably shouldn't talk about it in public if you're the guy making the game, but I mean, I guess I appreciate the honesty of it. At least they're trying to make characters attractive. I mean, it should look like this. You shouldn't be able to. I guess it's the opposite. Maybe if with this you have to like hold the hand over her face and maybe you can jack off to her. I don't know. But yeah, Black Myth Wukong. So yeah, if you don't toe the line, if you don't hire the company, well, you get people like Rebecca Valentine going after you, trying to tie all sexism in China and contacting people that promote your game like Giraffe Nightly, which is like Gamescom Open Night Live. You're going to have her contact this guy and ask, why are you promoting sexist game companies and going after your business? Huh. So that's what happens. Part of the racket of DEI and these companies. Now, let's move on. Let's move on for Black Myth Wukong. Let's see.